Good morning all and happy Sunday. It looks like it's another dry day. Well, let's hope it's another dry day. Yesterday it was a wonderful day. I went out last night and had a lovely meal. Not sure what you guys got up to. What did you get up to? I went out and had a lovely meal. Like I said, met up with someone that I've not seen for a couple of years, and she was my long-term friend at school. So it was lovely to catch up with her. And today I'm just going to set off, it's like 8:30, I'm just going to set off to Bolton Abbey. I'm going to have a nice walk and with my bobs on my own, have a nice cup of coffee, walk back, and then we're going to the farm shop. I'm going to go and stock up on some meat. Some meat and some nice veg. So let's see what we have going on today. It looks like we've got a bit of a love reading going on. Right, let me see. What have we got going on? Right, okay, I feel like there's been a pullback. So whether you've actually split up with this person, I'm not sure yet. I'll have to see how this builds up. Oh, there we go. I was just, reconciliation. I was just thinking to myself, this is a reconciliation, but we'll see how we get on. So for some of you, I've just seen the wedding card, you might be married. But I do feel, I think I'm going to get these out. Because we've got the separation card here and they're getting to know. Right, for some of you, there's been some kind of separation. Now, I don't believe for all of you that you're completely separated. So for some of you, like I say, you may be married and still in the same house. But you're having problems, you've pulled away from each other. There's things that you're trying to learn, okay? And there's one of you that's got a control issue. So you may be trying to learn about your control issues, okay, trying to control situations, trying to control other people, trying to control other things. This can be down to codependencies, it can be down to the fact that you don't trust, it can be down to the fact that you're relying on somebody else too much, that you're too attached to somebody and a situation. I do feel like the other person's pulled back their energy. We have the retreat and we have the honeymoon card here. For some of you, this is a full-on split up. It's not just a step back. Sometimes when, I remember when me and my ex-partner, for an example, used to fall out, you'd sort of go off your separate ways a bit, wouldn't you? One of you go for a walk, or you'd spend some time on your own trying to think about things. But there's something about the fact that you've changed. One of you are either wanting to change or you've had like a massive epiphany and something's changed within you. And that's what's happening. You've been doing some learning, some forgiving, some looking at control issues, or you're noticing things about your partner that you are not happy with or you don't feel comfortable with. And it's all to do with this change. I mean, we've had a couple of days in the readings where people are upgrading, things are changing. People are starting to look at themselves more. They're starting to work on themselves more. And once you start doing that, you either start seeing your own traits or somebody else's, unfortunately. And that's how this feels. Like there's these niggly things or these patterns that are being seen in this relationship or have been seen in a relationship where you've split up and you've come apart. Okay, you've come apart somehow, whether it be that you've come apart wholly, so you've moved away from each other, or some of you are still married and are still playing out your relationship, but you've drifted apart basically. Now, they are saying stay optimistic and give this relationship a chance. So for those of you that are still living together, there's this feeling of needing to express some love to each other, express your words, talk to each other, maybe take a break. That can also mean taking a break, getting yourself off on a small weekend holiday. They're saying that you need to make the effort. There is very, very soon, there's a chance to re-get to know each other. And that's what you need to do. You need to re-get to know each other. Sometimes, I guess, in a marriage, for an example, you do evolve and you do change. Like, me and my friend were just talking because we're both at different ends of the spectrum. She's got my goddaughter, she's 20 odd. She's got other children that are older. And then I've got George, who's only 8, and she's at the other end of the spectrum. She's learning a life of not having children anymore, and that's a massive change, especially in your relationship. you know, you've got to learn to like go off with each other on your own and go on holiday on your own and do different kinds of holidays and do different kind of things. So it feels like there's massive changes in relationships and it's causing a divide, a separation. For others of you, obviously, you've actually split up. This won't have been a marriage and you've split up and you're spending some time apart, but this person is going to come back or you're wanting to go back to them. We are still in the retrograde, although that's coming to an end. There is this, we are trying to work out all our problems and all the things from the past. For those that are on their own, that have split up with this person, you have been calling them back or they have been calling you back because they want to give this relationship a chance, or you do, still optimistic about what's going on. But the thing is it's not going to come together until you've done this. We've got codependency, we've got forgiving and learning, and we have got control issues. And these are all the things that are needing to be looked at, to be sorted out, to make them changes. Now, I think a lot of you, like I say, probably even need to just confess that you're having these issues in the first place. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else they want us to know. Is there anything else? Because it's quite generalised. But there is a feeling of you coming back together. So if you're worrying about a relationship at the moment, not coming back together, this message may be yours and you may come back together. I don't want to say that this relationship has been complete turmoil all the time. Look, be light-hearted, finding out things coming to light, adapt, change and heal. And that's what I feel like. You need to adapt and change this relationship. You need to heal it. You need to change it. You need to make good of it again. Mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect. So relationships reflect our wounds, and that's what's happened. Your relationship has reflected your wounding, and now you're having to sort that out, and that's causing a trouble in the dynamic. For some of you, like I say, there were an ending here, but an ending always brings in a new beginning. It brings in growth. So for some of you, if you actually split up, that's been like a massive awakening for one of you to come back around and have a look at yourself and make this work. And then we get soul connections, eternal love, union, wedding. So whoever this is, I do feel like it's eternal. I do feel like you will come back together and you will get married if you weren't married before. I do think there's this feeling of this relationship coming back together. I keep meaning to mention that we do have past lives under the deck. So I do feel, look, new phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, change of mind. Somebody, I feel, if this was somebody that you were on and off with, okay, for an example, and you were like one night stands or, just a like a friends with benefits thing, I think somebody's going to have an epiphany that they want to be with you. So they've been off doing some work. This is why you haven't heard from them. They've been off doing some work on themselves. They've been off learning what they need to learn to make this relationship work. And then recently they've had this epiphany that it's you that they want to be with, and they are going to come back in. You are going to get to know each other again on more of a soul level, and you're going to work this out, and it's going to move to a higher commitment. And like I said, if you've been in a marriage, look, healing heart. If you've been in a marriage, you probably aren't even quite split up, but you have been spending a lot of time on your own because you've been busy working out your problems, your issues, but you will come back together because you are destined to be together. You were destined to have this time together. You couldn't have learned what you'd learned without each other, but now you've got to make them changes to see how you can both grow together, to see how you can both bring this back together. There is this feeling, of this phoenix, endings of old ways, mirroring each other so you could work this out. And then for the others of you, it's just a case of, you were together, you've split up, and you're going to come back together now you've done the work with each other. And what do we get for the last cards? Oh, wow. I'll have to do all three of these. I'm only going to give you one. We get trust, true love, and this could be the one. I'm going to finish it there, guys, because this is a relationship that is meant to come back together. Trust, true love, and this could be the one. What more could you possibly ask for? Have a wonderful day and, wait for this to come together as it's meant to do. You've got to do the work for it to come together because if you haven't done the work, it's not going to work. All right, guys, have a wonderful day and I'll see you all tomorrow.